Now, one thing, and this is, I kind of forgot what I was saying, like mid thing. Oh, Batman, I forget what the movie's called, but this is something I'm super excited for, though I'm not happy that it's set in the 70s, because, like, anyway, they're doing a Batman movie, which is literally like a 60s, 70s animated martial arts movie with Richard Dragon, Batman, Bronze Tiger, and Lady Shiva trying to figure out who murdered their old sensei. And that's an Elseworld story that I'm down for, mainly because Lady Shiva, Batman, Richard Dragon, and Bronze Tiger are all like some of my favorite characters. But like, I'm excited for it. That's like something that DC should do more often. Like,
That makes me this is more on the Marvel side, but like I'm kind of upset that they haven't made a either in the show or a movie Iron Fist show that leans into that 70s martial arts movie trope. You know how good that could be if they just make a kind of like we were talking about Wonder Woman, lean into the corniness but in a good way that still makes for a good story. Because we both love martial arts and seen tons of like old 70s martial arts movies. I grew up with that because of my father and Wu Tang.
yeah.
And
So my uncle, yeah,
and like if they make an Iron Fist equivalent of that, it would be dope. I would love it.
I'd want it set in the modern day though. I understand why they set the new Batman movie in the 70s, but I would want it set in the modern day. But like with those tropes and stuff like that would totally work. Like the rumors for the Shang-Chi, at least the early ones before all the other rumors that I'm not a fan of start happening, it was like it's set in the modern day, but it's very much the tone of a 70s martial arts movie, like a 70s hip hop martial arts movie. I'm like, that sounds awesome. But
That off top makes me think of Mortal Kombat, which I actually did want to talk about that. I kind of forgot, but
I'm just waiting for the trailer. They announced a release date. It's like April something.
Yeah, it comes out in like 3 months, and I'm like, bro.
And we haven't had set pictures. We've had casting announcements. It's it.
Because I feel like it will be better than the old ones, but I'm still afraid it won't be good enough because they haven't shown us anything. I feel like we're so close to the release, and they still haven't shown.
It's like what we were talking about with Miles Morales back when Miles Morales is about to drop.
Yeah, we were afraid because they weren't showing us anything. I was like, I don't know what's happening. But with this one, I hope it's the same way that the game still the movie still turns out to be really good, despite the fact they didn't show us anything. But like, they haven't shown us like, I don't know, Jax's arms or anything like that. Like, I want to see what Jax looks like. First off,
only seen the title card, and that's it.
Yeah, I told you before how I feel about the design of Jax's arms and how I prefer the OG arms that are just kind of like circular patterns going around his arms. I prefer that design. I hope
like Winter Soldier arms.
Yeah, like pretty much exactly like Winter Soldier's arms in the first movie. I want them to do a design like that. I hope they do, because I'm not the biggest fan of the design that they use in MKX, where it looks like I don't know, like big hunks of metal. It looks like Iron Man armor, but bulkier. That's what it looks like.
I don't mind one way or another. I'm not a big Jax fan, but I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. And yeah, we haven't seen them in costume, no set photos.
We've only had casting announcements and the title card. That's literally it for a movie that's coming out in 4 months.
It's weird. So, like, it's really weird. I'm so hopeful. I like Mortal Kombat, but I was just thinking about how a Mortal Kombat movie that leads into that 70 martial arts thing would also be, because I mean, Mortal Kombat has always
kind of like the first movie.
Yeah,
but the first movie was very 90s.
Yeah,
yeah, and I love the first movie. Honestly, the first movie, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite movies, but like, it didn't take itself too seriously. It knew the concept. It knew how ridiculous it really was, so it leaned into it. So it's like a good bad movie. The second one took itself way too seriously.
Like fighting games honestly make for good movies, and I feel like people think that they don't, and then I was just like, I'll just have to point them towards like all of these martial arts movies. And I'm like, have you not seen a martial arts movie in your life? You can make a movie based off Street Fighter, based off Mortal Kombat, based off Tekken, and it could be amazing. Like, first off, it doesn't even have to be the most amazing story, but if it is, that's even better. Because if you have a good writer, he can make it work, or they can make it work. Like,
yeah.